Yay! It's episode 79 of Mysteries of Sealandor. Thank you for that Prime sub, Semner. We appreciate it. And last time on episode 78, I Seti had the dream about Baba Yaga, but was interrupted by Hyacinth, and there was like insinuations about us going to the Nexus and how important it was going to be. So we finally like dive through the cauldron exit and get out of there back into the real world. Hyacinth yoinks us out of the sea and plops us into the Nexus, where we go to see the council. And there's like 9 people-ish there. Most of them don't really matter right now for us. There's like 8, I guess. I don't know. But one of them knew some shit about Oren, and basically was like, come to the celestial plane and talk to me sometime. And then another one was being real shitty, and his name was Reg, and I think he's like the god of like torture or murder or something. And my dad was there. It's the first time I ever met my dad face to face, and he was a real dick. But what else is new? So basically they decided that we could become aspirants and get access to the Nexus as people trying to defeat Northot. They took the key that we found and said they would put it in the apperceptions chamber that we've been to before. And as we were leaving, we hitched a ride through the Nexus with my dad, who was like being vague about answering questions and said we'd have to meet him later. But he did tell Oren that he wasn't actually his father's son, which is really sad. Apparently, Oren was made from like parts of Northot, like the physical aspects of Northot or something, but then his soul is the soul of his father's long dead son. So that was really fucked up that my dad just kind of dropped that on us like it was no big deal, because it's a really big deal, and I think we're all very upset about it. And what else did he say?
Not Grim.
Grim doesn't care about anything except mushrooms.
He doesn't care.
Oh, he gave me a fracture of himself, which I feel really weird about taking, but I feel like I kind of have to, so we'll get to that later.
I mean, you already got a little fracture.
He gave your mom a fracture himself.
Well, yeah, so my dad basically was doing the same thing. He was trying to make people to be weapons against Northot, and like I just happened to be one of them that showed power and stuff, and he thought that was really interesting, and like, how strange. And, you know, I've been called strange my whole life, so I think that's about it. Brapsi had a very big conversation with the Jinn that was there from the plane of air. And it's like he knows that Zephyros is inside of her, or that she's really big and important somehow. And I didn't hear all of it, but there was crying involved, so it looked like a big deal. And now we're with Lady Hyacinth.
Hey! So, as you all step forward into Lunaris District, you see the sort of blue-green grass all around you in every direction, and you can feel like just the sort of magic in the air that wasn't quite as present within the Nexus itself. There's a different air in there in general, and this one feels more dense and more strange, more Feywild than what it was before. And you have been to Lunaris District one time when you traveled to the Gloaming Grove? Twilight Grove. There's a lot of names that sound pretty much the same.
Twilight Town. That's outside the district.
No. When you guys went and you stole a flower.
The Gloaming Grove.
Gloaming Grove. You went to the Gloaming Grove and you stole a flower. Which was a fracture of Lady Hyacinth, and brought it to Poppy. That's the last time you were in Lunaris District. Being here now, you get the impression that the section that you were in is more or less continued throughout, the same sort of fields of blue and teal, and then the dark air with the stars in the sky and the nebulous turning of little pixies dancing throughout the area. But as Lady Hyacinth steps inside and Lord Iris steps back into the Nexus, and the rest of you greet Lunaris properly, she turns and looks at each of you and says, "Well, welcome." And then she just gestures a hand out over the grass, and a mushroom sprouts up out of the ground and then becomes a seat under her butt and begins moving. And she says, "So, I know we have a lot to talk about, but if you'll just follow me, I'll take you back to my place." and the mushroom.
Okay.
You can see little legs under it, just. And he just trudges off with her on his head.
Grim will try to wave his hand, see if he can make
Make another.
Did you wave your hand?
Yeah.
Make me an Arcana check.
6.
6? Yeah, you wave your hand and the grass doesn't seem to respond. You get the feeling that the grass here doesn't like you.
Weird.
Because it is very obviously not responding to your very
Here, let me try.
Is this the place where this is the garden where we stole the stuff from, right?
Yeah, this is the place where you stole. It's not directly. That's what I was trying to say. You stole it originally from that garden where there was Caraxus, the fairy dragon.
Seti says, "Here, let me try," and like waves her hand in the same way, and then casts minor illusion to create. Like, there you go.
Grandma, roll a wisdom saving throw, and know that it's.
He also did a wave for a 13.
Wait for a 13? I mean, nothing happens. It's grass.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it was a fae in the fae. Well, yeah. So as you all sit there waving your hands, Hyacinth is like 30 yards away.
Oh no, I'm doing it as we walk.
Like, are you all coming? Or are you? What's happening?
I need to see if Grim sits on my illusory mushroom. This is important.
No, he rolled a wisdom saving throw and was not fooled by it.
Grim is not stupid. You don't show Grim fake mushroom.
Well, it was worth a try.
So you guys are following Hyacinth? Okay. As you guys continue following Hyacinth through the Lunaris district proper, you find that it is not a very long walk to the destination you're heading. You seem to have come out of the Nexus right around the base of the Tree of Sealandar, which is obviously where you were. But as you head probably no more than a few hundred yards through a thick tangle of wild foliage, you find everything sort of parts and makes way to a large building that is going up into this crevice between two massive roots that form a sort of triangular shape at the pinnacle of Lunaris district. And when you step into this area, you see a massive purple woodage sort of structure built up out of it, made out of different shades of glass that seem to move between the different branches of overlapping wood that rises into a high citadel forming a castle. So, she says, "This is my place. It's quite nice. It's called the Twilight Keep. You can applaud if you like. Applaud, Bungie."
"Yes, ma'am."
The mushroom applauds.
It's very nice.
Only the talking mushroom.
Does it have a nice large hot bathtub?
Of course, dear.
And food?
What do you think I am, a papa? We have everything you need here. Make yourselves comfortable. And as she moves forward, you can see that there are what you originally recognized to be elves wearing those same outfits, those sort of I described these a very long time ago, but they're like purple and silver. You last saw them in the Grung village. They carry spears and they look like elves, just standing there with like their sort of dark and purple hairs, different colors and shades. And as they said that, they all sort of bow to her as she approaches, and a large carved wooden door that has two faces of women facing each other swings open, one face on each door. And you guys look into this lavish foyer that is just covered in beautiful, intricate, different little pieces of glass and mosaic tile works that are on each of the walls and like riding up onto the rise of the wood. So it makes the entire thing sort of give off this kind of kaleidoscopic effect, but it's also gaudy in a way, not what you would expect to find in Lady Hyacinth's place at all. You can see that there are several different rooms that run out onto each side. So there's like different wings, and as you go upstairs, you can see that there's a grand balcony that sweeps in, and there's an overlooking spot where there's another one of Lady Hyacinth's famous large lounge areas with a massive chair or a massive couch where she would lounge around and smoke hookah or hang out with her grung friends or whatever she was doing.
A giant beanbag chair.
Yeah, basically. Just pillows everywhere. But there are several different rooms that lead off, or different wings that lead off to the sides. And then you can see that there is what looks to be underneath the stairway a much more locked down and secure area where there are guards sitting right next to it. She says, you can make your way upstairs if you want to find any rooms that are available, but the bath hall is down that way. That's correct. Hall is down that way to the right, and if you would like to go to the banquet hall, it's down there to the left.
Thank you. We appreciate the hospitality. What do you all think? Food or a nice hot bath? Or
I heard they got the
You have
berry.
to wash up before you can eat.
Yes, Mom.
The Primus guy already gave me a berry, so I'm good.
Okay, well, I think we have a lot to talk about, but I think it would be good for each of us if we took some time to take care of ourselves. It's been a long time since we've been warm and clean and dry and well fed. So I think it's really important that we do that.
The little mushroom man that she's sitting on now, not completely covered in the grass, you can see its tiny little butt with its little stubby legs. And he's just carrying her on his shoulders, and she's just sitting on it, and he gets to the stairs and he's like, fuck. And he just starts slowly trying to claw his way up the stairs, and she's just sitting there riding it casually. She says, make yourselves comfortable, dear. She rotates and just looks at you all as this thing just...
Where's the nearest teleporter?
Oh, you can ask my butler about that, please. Just speak to the darkness; he'll be there. And then she continues to be led up the stairs. She says, oh, "I could really go for some mushroom stew." Inappropriate, madam. She sort of gets led off up into above. So yeah, you are left to your own devices.
Cool. Grim's gonna wander off and find a teleporter.
Okay.
So
Where are you going?
Be back.
Wait, you gotta tell us where you're going if you're gonna leave.
Okay, I'm going to Coralweave, and I'll be right back.
Why are you going to
He
Coralweave?
wants to get Ernie.
Get my pig.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I was going to say something about family should be together during difficult times, but I recognize that Ernie is probably the most important member of your family, so I approve and wish you good luck.
I honestly do not remember where Ernie is.
He's in Coralweave with Lady Ushidin.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go get him from her.
Just trying to make sure she didn't send him back to the...
Not that we're aware.
She might have
In the
sent him
kitchen.
back to Krishna.
Yeah.
In which case I could just go to
Cooking
Krishna
the
and get him
banquet.
there.
Yeah,
Always,
I don't remember.
Use your seal and call some people, see where he is.
Well, let's just off
If the
screen,
DM
let's
doesn't
just, you know,
remember, then yeah.
Grim goes and finds Ernie.
Grim goes to go find Ernie. Make me an investigation check. We'll just say that. Make me an investigation check.
That's
And we'll
not
sort
gonna
of
be good.
get an idea of how long it takes Grim to find Ernie.
That takes 8 years. No, it was I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. So yeah, so you take off to Coralweave. As you look around, you begin looking for a teleportation circle, and you just cannot find it. So it's up to you how you would like to go to Coralweave, but you just looking around, you're not able to locate a teleportation circle of any kind.
I'm gonna try and find some darkness then, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Lady Hyacinthe said to talk to darkness."
As you do that, you see just some dark slits slowly open in the shadows, and you can just see just eyes just looking at you. They're black pupils and irises mixed together. All you can see is a tiny bit of cornea just appears, enough to give the suggestion of eyes. And they say, "How may I assist you? Welcome, guest."
Yes, I need to go to a teleporter to Coralweave. Just tell me where that is.
Of course, honored guest. Follow me. And the lights down the hallway start blinking out.
Just follow the darkness, I guess.
All right, so as you continue looking for a teleportation circle, what would you all like to do?
I start walking for the bath hall because I was told I have to get clean before I can eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys go to find the bath hall. When you arrive, you find an opulent, what appears to be made out of like black marble area, completely different from everything else. Housed with the same wood structure running up the walls, but you get in there and you just see what looks to be like this large fairy dragon just pouring just soap-filled water out of its mouth. There's bubbles everywhere, and there's hot water in this massive swimming pool-sized tub. Like it's one of those Roman-style walk-in tubs that's just made out of black marble.
Mitnir just drops everything as he approaches it, like clothes, armor, or like any bits and pieces, and just like flops in, and he just sinks under the water.
It takes a second for you to actually sink under the water because the thickness of the bubbles is so extreme. Like the bubbles are actually like, they don't just pop when you go into it. There's like a layer of
it's more
soap.
Oil than water at this point.
It's more oil than water at this point. But you get in there and oh my gosh, does it feel good. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
That's 19.
19. So you feel as they start to get in and under your scales in a weird way. It feels like very squirmy and squidgy and weird, but it doesn't freak you out. You feel comfortable.
And he's just staying under there for now, just like floating underwater.
Yeah. All right. So you sit there in the water and you can just feel like yourself being almost like intelligently cleaned.
Well, all right.
Is there only one of these large baths, or are there multiple?
There's one big massive bath, and there are like attendants like standing in the wings, like ready to assist you if need be. So
I was thinking we would maybe have some privacy to talk, but
there
okay.
There are some around like the corners of the room, there are some of those screens. What are those things called? The ones you just like stand up and they kind of like accordion shaped.
Shoji screen? Kind of?
Yeah, but basically just get changing screen, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those are in both corners. So if you wanted to change and put your stuff back there, you know, however you want to do it. But yeah, there's nice little bathing area. But it's not there's not a lot of privacy or anything.
Yeah, Seti just follows Mitnir's example and just dives on in. Like, not like cannonball or swan dive or anything, but like...
Just pile of crap on the floor and just falls in.
I think she sinks in backwards, just...
I was like, Mitnir stuff literally, like, as soon as we entered, started just, like, hitting the floor. There was just, like, a trail of his stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just his stuff, yeah. Just some half-carved sticks and tusks and stuff just laying on the ground.
But Seti, like, folds her stuff and makes it, like, a nice, neat pile.
Yeah. As you do that, you drop everything. You see like a tiny little imp just starts moving across the ground. He's probably no more than like 12 inches tall. Just starts picking up your shit and putting it into a pile in the corner. Okay, so both of you are getting in the shower. I'll make a Constitution saving throw as you get in the water, by the way.
Well, that's a 6.
That's a 6. You start to feel like something is cleaning you and then massaging you, and you start to get really relaxed, like really relaxed. And as you spend some time in there, you fall asleep. So you watch as Seti is just floating there on the oil, just soap bubbles just moving around her. She's kind of just drifting around in the pool, just completely knocked out.
The occasional gentle snore.
Mm-hmm.
So much for talking time.
What are you doing, Bravzianor?
Changing.
Okay, so you're in the back.
Do you have any towels?
Yeah, there's towels.
She's asleep. Mitnir hasn't resurfaced yet.
Pretty much anything that you would expect there to be in a bath house.
I would be, if I saw that, I'd be like, I'm not getting in that water.
Yeah.
Wait, what did Mitnir do?
He hasn't resurfaced yet. And said he's
I can breathe underwater just fine, so I'm just...
Well, you can breathe underwater?
Yeah.
It's not so good to breathe. You find yourself kind of choking on it a little bit because it's...
Then I'll go back up and just like nose and mouth.
Yeah, just the nose. Yeah.
Just like staying underneath.
Yeah, you just see his little dragon nostrils flaring. Yeah.
He's a hippo.
Whatever this is, it is long past the point where it can be considered water. I'm not sure you should be breathing it. He comes out, you see like there's just a bubble on his nose. All right. So Propsy, you change and come out, and with your towel wrapped around you, and you look and you just see like a snout and a completely covered in bubbles just floating around SETI, just silence and calmness all around.
Can I reach her?
SETI?
Uh-huh.
And she's just floating around the pool. I mean, like, yeah, you can go in and you have to go in. I imagine she jumped near the middle and just kind of slid in, and it's probably only about like, a 40-foot across pool. So it wouldn't be hard to get to her.
Well, perhaps he will turn to look at Orin. Weird bubble shit. Are we going in?
Minier starts humming his theme song. Like, just, you might be able to hear it. He's just like, very comfortable. There's like,
No. Okay then.
Cool. So make a Constitution saving throw as you enter the water.
Yep. $16.
16. It feels weird. It feels squidgy. It feels unnatural to you. You don't like it. It's not the normal bath that you've had.
It's not good to bird bath in.
Yeah, because you can't just like flick the water. You don't control it yourself. It kind of like tries to like surround you, and you can feel like just like the oil in the water just and the soap just like pulling over your body and trying to kind of consume you and like wrap you in itself like a blanket. And you feel it like actively cleaning you, just like getting everything off real deep, like clean.
Well,
but you don't pass out. You are completely conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feels like a nice massage is happening all over your body,
Yeah.
but like all over your body at once.
Little weird, but I let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Orin's just gonna put his pack down and his equipment and stuff, keeping all his clothes and armor on, and getting in fully dressed.
All right. So as you get into the you took your armor off and you're just in like your regular clothes, like
No, I kept the armor on,
you kept the armor on too.
but weapons and backpack and stuff is off.
Yeah, just set up. All right. So you get in fully clothed and make me a Constitution saving throw as you get into there.
So he's just stepping into the corner, like putting his arms up on the side, basically.
Yeah.
fully clothed.
Yep, fully clothed. 15.
15. As you're sitting there, you get the same feeling, weird sensation that I've been explaining to everybody else, but you do notice that your clothes start to dissolve.
Well, the robe's
Your armor-
natural, so-
Your armor doesn't, but any clothing that you have on that is non-magical begins to dissolve in the water.
That's fine.
There go your socks.
Your underwear, it's kind of, you just see the loincloth just kind of float up.
I was due for some new clothes anyway. Stuff is filthy.
So you see everything just kind of like turns into like kind of like a sort of sludgy foam and then kind of dissipate.
Yeah, I will say, Orin probably doesn't notice this until he's about to leave the pool.
Yeah.
He gets out and he has no pants on.
Well, I will say his armored thing is a robe. So
Yeah.
No, but you're freeballing it now. All right, so as you all are there relaxing, Grim, you get pulled down this hallway of darkness and led to a room near the back,
Perfect.
which there are some guards standing in front of. But as you approach, you can see darkness sort of envelops them for a moment around the sides. Like you just see like the shadows get more intense, and then you hear whispers. And they're like, "Oh, right this way, sir." And then they open the door for you, and there's a teleportation circle. And you can see as they enter it, there is a man sitting on the side who just looks old and crotchety, like an old crotchety. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. He's got a big, huge nose that is, in and of itself, looks like a nose that could only belong to like the oldest hag in existence, or like maybe like a carrot that you left on a snowman for too long, and like the heat's starting to come and it's kind of starting to droop again. It wasn't the firm carrot you put out when you made the snowman. Now it's kind of, he's kind of like that. And he's got like a little red little cap on his head, just like and he wears a nice little fancy robe. And he just looks old as shit. Yeah, like a little fancy up garden gnome that looks like the very skin is going to fall off of his bones.
Perfect.
And as you approach, he goes, "Oh, I had an off.
Yeah. What? Yes. I want to go to Coral Reef.
Coral Reef. Oh, okay. Give me a minute. And he just like gets up off of his chair, starts walking forward.
Really slowly.
Moves to this sort of like, there's this very fine line of what looks like silver dust making a circle on the ground in the wood. And as he approaches, he takes out a paintbrush and he dabs it onto the silver. He says, "This will take a moment." And he begins drawing the rest of the sigil on the ground.
Perfect. Then I'll just like sit down and wait, I guess.
What business do you have in Coral Reef?
Got to go get my pig.
Oh, that's great. Is it sea pig?
What?
It's a sea pig.
No, he's not a sea
He's
pig.
got gears and he's swimming around.
He's just in the bubble, but he's very large. He's a big pig.
Oh, yes. Very big pig underwater. Sure. You're not going to the red light district, are you?
No. Grim will go get his pig, and then Grim will come back with his pig. It'll be fine.
Oh, all righty then. Whatever makes you happy. Well, I'll be drawing the circle for another 15 minutes, and then you'll be good to go.
Grim will just kind of cop a squat and wait.
Mm.
He's not in any hurry.
Just imagine all the straight lines are just like shape.
This is just me RPing with myself, just slowly making a single line.
I will help you, but I don't know what we're drawing.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've forgotten my glasses. Goes on the other side, comes back. Well, that's wrong. Raises it, starts over. 30 minutes it is. No, just kidding. As he begins drawing the circle, is there anything you would like to do with those 15 minutes? Or are you just going to wait patiently?
I mean, 15 minutes isn't a whole very long time. No, I'm just going to chill.
So you wait patiently, and as you do, the rest of you are floating in a pool of soap and oil, and Seti, you open your eyes and you come back to consciousness. You feel the cleanest you've ever felt in your entire life. You feel refreshed. You feel like the top layer of your skin has been removed, but just the top layer.
So I know it's been like a really shitty couple of days and weeks, but I feel like maybe it was all worth it to get into this tub.
Mitnir is just trying to blow the biggest bubble he can now.
So, Seti, this is, I guess, your sister's place, then?
Don't remind me. You know, I always thought, like, when I was really little, she'll like sit upright in the water, but it looks like it's the hardest thing she's ever done in her life to not just be floating.
But doesn't that also mean Poppy is your sister, too?
Yeah, so, like, and I mean, they're obviously, like, full fae, you know. I feel like I don't fit in. We're not... Like, what, are there family dinners or something? Like, I don't really know what it means, or if it means anything. But, you know, I always wondered what it would be like to have sisters. And then I just kind of decided that they would probably also think I was weird. So, I don't know.
Well, at least you're not a 1,000-year-old dead guy shoved in a Northod body.
Yeah. I mean, you know you're a lot more than that, right? Because you're our friend.
Am I though? I
You
don't know what I
are.
am.
The same way I'm a lot more than my dad. I'm not just half of my mom and half of my dad. I'm my own person and I have my own stuff going on. And all of us do. And you're one of the best people I've ever met in my life. You're so good at a lot of different things and focused, and you've been fighting this fight longer than any of us without even knowing why or how. And I feel like I'm going through a lot of my own dad-related stuff right now, so I'm trying not to like project anything. But because I know that it does matter, I didn't think it did. It never did. And then I met him and he's a dick, and now I feel like it matters. But to us it doesn't matter what you are, or who made you, or why, or where you came from. Because you're still Orin. All of the memories and experiences you've had, and all the times you've saved our butts. It's really important you know that.
I don't even know if I'll be able to get any answers. Because last I heard, my dad was dead.
We're going to try. If you want
I
the
need
answers.
to make my way to Elysium.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll like, actually surface and just be like, couldn't they just put his spirit into a Northot body like they put your spirit into a Northot? Isn't that like? It's just kind of like imagining like smashing two things together.
No idea how that works. I doubt it's a safe process.
I mean, you're just gonna like scoops up two bubbles and it's just like, bloop.
They don't even pop. You just like pick them up and
Just kind of
Every
offers
bubble.
this as like example A. Like, huh?
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of magics out there and a lot of people with insane amounts of knowledge. I'm sure something could be figured out, even if he is gone. We can still find your answer somehow. And I hope they bring you comfort.
I don't know if anything will right now.
I'd give you a hug, but we're all naked, so I'll wait until we get out. But I think
If
it's
he gives you
important.
a
That's fine.
I
Fine.
would like
I'm not in a
that.
hugging mood right now.
I recognize that I respect it, but I think it's important that as our family unit, our found family, our chosen family, maybe once a week we have a mandatory family hug. Just to remind all of us that we're part of the family. And we're loved.
I think that sounds like a lovely idea. No matter what happens with anyone else, we will all, or at least I, will love all of you. We will always be a family. No matter what happens. None of you are alone.
Except Grim right now, because he's not here.
Well, he wanted to go get the pig, so he's not going to be alone.
We'll have the same conversation again when he gets back with Ernie.
Yes.
And then we can have a big family hug with Ernie too.
Yes. I think that would mean a lot to him.
Then we'll have to take another bath.
Oh yeah.
But it is nice and kind of flops back.
Meanwhile, All righty. Done. Well, look at that. That's a pretty good drawing of a squirrel. I'm
Good
sorry,
job.
what was I supposed to be doing?
Going to Coral Reef.
Oh, right. Coral Reef. Oh, okay. Right this way. And he leads you off into a side room where there's a teleportation circle.
Of course. It was a very nice squirrel, though. You did a good job.
Yes, I know. Did you see all the little bits around him? Oh, he looks so fancy. He looks
That's
dapper
great.
in his little hat.
If you activate that, does it summon a squirrel, or is it just a picture of a squirrel?
Oh, it's just a very good drawing of a squirrel, if I do say so myself. Pretty good.
Okay. Well, you did a good job. Thank you for showing me the teleporter.
It's
gonna
really
have to
not- It's really not good.
Well, Grimm's not very good at drawing either, so
Yeah, no,
It's good
you
to
can tell
hear.
it's a squirrel. You can tell it's a squirrel because
Yeah.
he said it was a squirrel. Otherwise, it could have been a number of any other four-legged creatures. His glasses did not seem to improve his skills. But he does lead you into a side room, one of several that are labeled around the thing in Sylvan that have different words on them and open into individual teleportation chambers around where he is sitting. He leads you into this one, and there's even like a picture of like Coral Weave like hanging on the wall in this little room, and he's just like, "Oh, let's step under the teleportation circle. I'll get it all set up for you. No, send it all out your way. And I'm
Thank
sure
you.
you'll be returning. I'll leave the way open for you,
Yes.
and I'll leave you a nice hot towel for when you get back. You know, wipe off all
thank
the
you.
all the grime from going underwater with those dirty sea folk."
I don't need the towel though. It's okay.
Well, I'll bring it anyway, so you can wipe off all that gross sea folk stuff on you.
That sounds pretty racist.
Oh, tut! All you youngins saying I'm racist, I'm perfectly all right. Jesus poopers, I'll tell you what. It's not my fault they all smell like fish.
You have fun making Sealendor great again.
Says, I will make Sealendor great again.
Oh,
Grimmel,
thank you.
Off he goes. Grimm's gonna go. He's teleported. Goodbye.
It just occurred to me. It's like, why are none of these old people horrible? Why are they all adorable? This one needs to be horrible.
He's horrible.
He was wearing a red hat.
He was wearing a red hat.
Oh.
Of course he was.
Anyways,
Oh my
as you guys make your way into the teleportation circle, you find yourself arriving in Coral Weave. And as you step
Perfect.
out into the aqua bubble, and there is a fish folk there waiting for you with his head facing upwards, his eye on the side. He's like, "Oh, hey man, it's been a while.
Hello.
I didn't expect to see you here, man."
Great. Good to see you too.
It's me, Tibble. Yeah. Anyways,
Yep. Good. I
it's
remember
good to
that
see you,
for
man.
sure.
What are you doing around here?
I'm going to here to get my pig.
Oh, your pig. Oh, your pig. Wait a second. Yeah, let me check on that for you, man. Second. He pulls it out and goes, where's his pig? I don't know, I haven't seen any pigs under here. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, I love you too. Bye. Boop. So yeah, your pig's been sent topside.
Great.
But since you're here, if you want to head back to the Crimson Dawn, we have a fracture waiting for you to reward you for the completion of your task, which really wasn't the task you set out for, apparently, but you guys did great.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go grab that then. I guess you have a teleporter to wherever Ernie is.
Not directly.
As I figure it out, he's probably. Did you send him to the witch lady?
Twilight Town.
Oh, that's not okay. That's where I was kind of anyway. So
Yeah, there's apparently a witch there named Grishna.
yes, she's my teacher. She's very fun lady.
Yeah, she sounds very fun. I heard that your pig was very large.
He's very large. Yeah, hopefully he's larger now.
Yeah, a couple of my friends wanted to eat him. That's kind of why we sent him up there.
Yeah, but he's too big for you to eat. He'd probably crush you.
Well, you know, that's what magic's for.
Okay.
We didn't
well,
try or anything.
Good, because then Grim would have to kill you.
That's really great, man. Yeah, that definitely didn't happen. Okay. Well, you guys, you have a good trip back up there then. Oh, wait, no, that's right. You want the fracture.
Yeah,
The
I need the fracture. Otherwise, you know.
Shit. I definitely need to just call Benjamin. Just walking, he's like, nothing to worry about. Benjamin, don't anybody mention we tried to eat the pig, okay? This guy's gonna fucking kill us, man. Anyway, so as you're led over that way,
He would do that. He would kill them.
as you are making your way over to the Crimson's Dawn Red District, what would the rest of you guys like to be doing? You're still hovering around in a pool, as far as I'm aware.
What else do we need to talk about?
So much.
So much that it's hard to pick
Where did we
anything.
start?
We got promoted.
Did get promoted.
As you guys are sitting there having this conversation and thinking about all the things that have happened and just sort of zonking out with just the overwhelming, nonsense you've been through, you see Lady Hyacinth walks in and she's eating a small bowl of mushroom soup. And she goes and she sits down and she just like, as she does, you can see like her dress kind of pulls away to the sides and just opens her legs out, which are just like moonlight colored pale. And she puts her legs daintily into the water and swishes them around and goes, and so how are you all enjoying the bath?
It's the best bath I've ever had in my life.
I'm having an appropriate snack.
Yes.
I have bubbles where I didn't know bubbles could be.
It's very invasive, but as long as you don't stay in there too long, your skin will stay intact.
Define too long?
Oh, I wouldn't stay in there longer than an hour, dear.
Okay.
How long have we been in?
About 45 minutes.
You're
get
just
out.
to the edge.
Well,
I think Orin will start to get up and then notice his clothes are gone. It's like, oh,
Yes,
road.
sorry. Meant to mention you're not supposed to enter with your clothes on or they'll eat it.
the bubbles.
Well, they were dirty anyway.
I
So, how are
suppose-
you all liking Twilight Keep?
Well, this room is very nice. I
Oh,
would like to have one of my own someday.
I'll give you the recipe.
For
Uh,
a keep?
Oh, the bath, dear.
Oh. You're now imagining baking a castle.
Well, fuck it. But he's just going to get out of the water and grab a towel and her stuff
Mhm.
and dry off and get dressed from behind one of the curtains.
Okay.
But she'll be like, so, I mean, what's the deal with you and Poppy then? Like, you're
My
si-
sister?
Yes, but you
Yeah.
hate each other.
Well, I may have taken something from her by mistake. Wasn't my fault. And ever since then, she's been a little bit testy with me. Not to mention, there was the fact where I lost my form for about 2,000 years and was wreaking so much havoc. But I think everybody has a dark, rebellious face in their time, you know?
Sure. Yeah. So,
I think she's just throwing a fit over nothing.
how long ago was this that things still haven't been mended?
Since I took her precious gift, Ooh, few thousand years?
Do all Fae have such a long
I don't believe so.
I meant
But those created by Father.
well, okay, that is another question about lifespans and stuff, but I was going to ask about the propensity for grudges. I mean, that seems like a really long time to be at odds with somebody over something so simple.
Like I said, a few hundreds, thousands, whatever. I'm not really sure. Time is funny. Number of years I spent as a whirling mass of death and decay. But I will say that I apologized very fervently after everything that I've done. And I think, grudge-wise, my sister is holding on a bit long, wouldn't you say?
Seems to me, yeah. I mean, swirling mass of death in the case does sound pretty bad.
I mean, again, that's just to put it in terms you'll understand.
Sure.
But I think everyone, again, has a dark part of their history, especially beings that last as long as we do. You might live quite a long time as well, so you should be prepared for that.
Does it get... I mean, I always assumed, like, the elves I grew up with, I would live for many hundreds of years and stuff, but, like, now you're talking about, like, thousands. Does it get boring? Or don't you get sick of yourself? Or drive yourself crazy?
It depends. Particularly when you're here. Things become very hard to explain. Your simple existence. Your perception of time may be long and drawn out. Other individuals that have arrived here in Sealendor, it's a bit different, especially for beings such as me. I've experienced so many eons as the entity that I currently am that it doesn't really feel like that long at all, if that makes sense. It all became one thing, just an existence, a piece of who I am. Like, things have happened. Things have happened so many times over, and everything that I can possibly tell you about my own past is a very simplified... a very simplified version of the events that could, may have, or have happened an infinite number of times. So in simple terms, I would say probably gonna get rough for you, but not so bad for me.
Well, is that why they play so many games with people? To just pass the time and keep themselves entertained? Because otherwise you'd go...
Listen, we don't all play pranks to play pranks. Some of this really do kill people. Like, straight up evil and darkness. And other times we do very nice and beneficial things for people. It really just comes down to what a purview is. And for me and my sister, as we were originally created, we mainly dealt with the dreams of humans, working as agents for Lord Iris and making mortals' dreams intriguing and interesting.
So he's like a god that delivers dreams to people, and you, as his daughter, are like another god that delivers, or like a demigod? That...
Oh, I don't know what they call me, dear. I think I'm an archfey.
Which is just...
But we all have different names. My true name I haven't spoken in a very, very long time. But for a very long time they called me the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Air and Darkness?
Hmm.
I think. Never mind, I don't know. And Poppy has another name as well.
Yes, they call her Titty. Tittyana? Titty Bang Bang. Titty Butt Monster. Yes, Titty Butt Monster.
Awesome.
I see. But, yeah. Can I just... I really don't know what to say or what to ask because it's been a hell of a day, really, and I suspected that... Well, I knew Lord Irish was my father, and I knew you must be something to him, so we would have some kind of relationship, but I didn't know what. And I'm a little bit spun to find out that you and Poppy are my sisters, half-sisters.
Oh, yes, two of your half-sisters, yes.
And apparently there are like hundreds out there.
Well, most of them aren't important, if that helps you, dear.
Well, it makes me more interested in them because they're not important.
Oh, well, I suppose so. A lot of them aren't here in Sealendor. I believe in Sealendor, as far as sisters go, I'm not aware of any except for me, Titty Butt Monster, and old dutiful daughter. Ugh.
Who is...
Do you have any brothers?
That was my
the
next
queen-
question.
Brothers?
Well, hang on, finish that. Who is the other sister?
Oh, sorry, she, God, I've got her name somewhere. It's on the tip of my tongue. Nope, I've forgotten it. But she's the one who spends all of her time over in the Shadowfell.
In the Shadowfell.
Originally a place made to keep the worst nightmares that Father created, but originally is all it was. What it is now is a place of absolute darkness and shadow, mere realm of the material plane, and she sort of rules over it in a way.
Are you talking about the Raven Queen?
Oh, that's really pretentious. Don't ever call her that. Don't call her the Raven Queen. She'll get all
Oh my god.
regal and big.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to sit down. It's like behind the curtain, Eddie. There's just like a big thump as she just sits down on the floor.
Perhaps will go to you and sit next to you.
I've read. We were studying the planes. I read a little bit, and that's the only thing I know about the Shadowfell. And of course, I mean, jeez, okay, wow.
Well, if it helps you, she isn't your sister in every known material plane and every cosmic cosmic map. Just in the conglomerate sense. If that helps you.
Because Sealendor is a place where if the planes are pancakes, but there's like multiple stacks of pancakes. It's a restaurant that serves lots of pancakes. And you might have multiple blueberry pancakes, but they're not the same, even though they're made up of the same stuff.
Correct.
And
You're very good at this so far. I won't even have to explain it. Keep going.
And Sealendor's the restaurant where you can see all the different pancakes at once, or where they're all coming from. Or
Yes, let's say we bring in new pancakes, and they're all made of blueberries. They're all going to be put in the blueberry pancakes box, even if those blueberries are from Argentina, a place I just made up, or if those blueberries are from the Faerun, or if they're from Whitehall or Mithril Hall, or it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they're from any particular plane. Doesn't matter if they're from Giscard, or as long as they're blueberry flavored, they're probably going in the blueberry pancake.
I do believe
Right.
it's pronounced Argentina, that plane. I've heard of that one before.
Oh, my apologies, dear. Anyways,
Aaron just sees this long, like, fear look in your eyes, just like, uh.
So let's say there are 2 mini blueberries to go in the blueberry pancake. That's what fractures are.
So wait, when the planes cross each other too much, a fracture is made.
It's not the planes
Out of the
themselves. It's
extra.
the way they've been built. They've been
Or-
twisted by Northot into creating a very limited world. There's a lot to explain. Maybe we should wait for Father. We can keep going with pancakes if you want, though, because this is really easy to understand.
Well,
So fractures are blue.
they're pieces of
Berries.
entities from all the planes that
It's
come
more
to
like
Cylindor.
they're whole entities without a consciousness,
Oh,
and with a certain amount of themselves stripped.
so like if there's multiple me's from
Right.
other planes,
Sure.
and they were to come to Cylindor,
Yes.
but I'm here.
Then you would be in one blueberry pancake.
Would they?
And you would have all of their blueberry memories and all of their blueberry dreams, and they would all cohesively become one blueberry life.
Oh God, I don't think I like that at all.
And together
Yes,
you would be
you
a pancake and serve up to Seelendor for him to eat. That's basically the way it goes.
So
Right.
as you would acquire more of these blueberries, would you acquire more power?
Well, that's the tricky thing, dear. I wouldn't. But all of you could.
Why?
Because there are certain things, certain essences, that make up all of the dream. And mine is a purview of mischief, darkness, nightmares. My purview and my entity as I am is something that stretches across many realms. And that essence is unique. And therefore, I am relatively stable. I haven't had a true crisis like some of the
Basically,
others.
you're already too powerful to take in more power from fractures.
The rules of Seelendor have become ironclad. They were built with a certain entity as a sort of filter for how the world works. The first entity captured by Northot. Originally grabbed from one of the many, many worlds of the multiverse. Primus, the first thought, was taken. The rules are made and built off of his own orderly design.
So Primus made Cylindor.
He was a blueprint. A creature known as Northot wouldn't have the capability of building a place of intelligent design. It's a hungry thing. But it feeds off of others and eats and takes them in and makes things based off of them. It's strange the way that it seems to work, and honestly, I don't understand it myself, but I know Primus was something of an unwilling architect of Seelendor.
Unwilling?
Oh, yes, dear. He really only cares about his Modrons. He has no interest whatsoever in any plane other than his own. Nirvana, he calls it. Or Mechanus, if you want to call it something the rest of us think is a little bit less ostentatious.
So, I'm sorry, I need to clarify. Primus was the first creature taken by Northot, and then was sort of forced to make
The
Cylindor?
first we know of. He was trapped here. There's something about beings that I think Father would be better at explaining it.
Hmm.
But
Well.
some of these entities are constants. They are not individual entities throughout many universes. They are one thing, and they can represent as many.
Hmm.
I believe a simple term for them would just be primordials. but they are entities that came into existence first. And
Right.
as such, they carry with them an aspect of power that is unshakable. And even though there are individuals who have slain these gods on other planes or taken their power into themselves and represented them in some way, the essence of this divine power is cohesive. So even those that claim the power of fire are never going to have this unshaking essence that these primordials do.
Right.
And as such, if they had that, unlike the rest of us, they can't be directly touched by Northant. He's not above them in level. He's with them as one. And as such, he can't take them, break them, like he does the rest of us. Not directly. So he uses you all to do it.
Right. That was I was worried about this whole time, that we were just helping him by going through these dungeons to get things.
Well, that's the thing, though, dear. You're helping him, but you're also helping us. The Secret of Sealandor is in Primus. Intelligent design, in the way that all of these dungeons that you go into, all these delves you do, seem to have rewards, seem to make you stronger, seem to be testing you in some way. Every single dungeon you go into has two individual things: a dungeon master and I'm not sure if you would call them an administrator or a... What's a good term for somebody who runs something? I don't know. I've never done it. I'm more of a delegator.
I mean, like some kind of commander, or like,
It's hard to say.
how is that different from the master?
Well, one is the source, and one is the one in charge. For instance, let's say the cauldrons you just went into. The dungeon master would be Agar.
And Agar's what fuels the cauldrons.
Right. The thing that Northart wants. And then
Like-
there is something else there that is assisting them, that is guiding their will, because oftentimes, especially with the
Like an agent.
case of primordials who are incapable of thought or decision making or anything like that, you have someone who works on their behalf, who works to protect them or achieve the goal, the essence of what they want.
And in the Cauldron of Strife, that was Chris's,
I don't know, dear.
or the goat monster that we killed.
The guy with
Again.
the hammer?
I don't know anybody with a hammer. Again, I wasn't there, and we haven't really talked about it much. But
Hang on.
if I were to assume,
Well, I just realized you didn't answer the question about how many brothers I have.
that's right, I didn't.
You not track the brothers because they're boys and they suck.
I'm entirely uninterested. So,
All right. Well, I'll put that one in the back pocket for later then.
sorry, what were we talking about? I'm nearly out of soup.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe we go get some food and sit down.
No, I'm
properly.
perfectly fine, dear.
Well, I would like to eat something that isn't a good berry.
Eating is quite the experience, I must say. It's the little things when you're in a mortal body that you really come to appreciate.
Exactly. I think we all need a little bit of self-care today to
Absolutely,
indulge our
dear.
senses a bit.
Well, feel free to make use of the banquet hall as much as you wish. The kitchen's on the back. You may prepare things yourself or simply ask the shadows.
I think I would like pancakes. I talked
Of
about
course.
pancakes so much, now I just really want pancakes.
Personally, I prefer waffles.
I'm sure they can do waffles as well.
No skin
You can
pancakes.
get both.
I don't like waffles, they're too crispy.
That's what I like about them.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Well, enjoy your pancakes. And I will speak to you when Father arrives, which should be later this evening.
Oh, he's coming here.
Oh, yes. I believe he's bringing a little friend with him, the blue one.
Oh god.
I do not keep track of people's names, dear.
Cleary?
I thought it started with a V, but sure.
Oh god. Okay. I suddenly lost my appetite.
It's okay, hon. It's gonna be okay.
Oh god.
Well,
But we really
that's
shouldn't.
all well and good.
Come on.
I, however, and she just drops her robes and then falls into the water herself.
How hot is she, though?
How hot is she?
How hot is
Um,
I forgot her
Lady
name.
Hyacinth's current body, I would say, is a skinny, bony body made of right angles.
Mm.
And yet somehow very delicate.
Okay.
I knew I entered the tub correctly.
Which is to say that she looks like kind of like Harrowhark is how I would picture her. Small, angular.
That only makes sense to one of us, but
Well, you know.
alright. So she collapses in there. I think Slutty's already like in a complete panic. Like she had gotten
It's gonna
dressed,
be okay.
but now she's
It's gonna
rifling
be
through her
okay.
bag.
Rapsy's got her arm around your shoulder. It's gonna be okay.
I wasn't.
Have what? What do you need?
Well, the thing is, when you see somebody that broke your heart in like 1,000,000 tiny pieces, you're supposed to like. Don't everybody. You have to look like you've moved on, right? Like it didn't affect you at all. Like it doesn't matter. So you have to look.
Teddy!
You have to look good, but you have to.
Teddy! Look at me!
What?
How long has it been? What, a day? 2 days? A couple? I don't even know at this point.
Yeah.
Like half a week.
Whatever. Okay, it's been a matter of days.
Yeah.
No one is expecting that. It wouldn't be reasonable for that to happen.
Well,
Don't put those kind of expectations on yourself, hun.
I.
Look at me. Look at me. Give me your hands.
Are there mirrors in here?
Oh, yeah.
That gives you her hands, but she's like kind of casting looks at the mirror, like.
No. Look at me. You are amazing. Incredible. Okay? You are beautiful inside and out.
Well, I know that,
And-
but the trick is.
Swimming in the water,
And
you hear
he
Hyacinth
knows
say,
that.
"Yeah, you're fine, dear."
You shush.
She lifts her head back out of the water and she just looks at you. With her,
Do
Mindir has
not care.
wandered towards the kitchen during all of this.
Yeah, he's eating pancakes already.
No, he's trying to make the pancakes. But,
Ah,
Sweetheart,
You're more than
I
welcome
know.
to find your way into my bedroom. I do have quite the extensive wardrobe, dear.
yes. You should not put those kinds of expectations on yourself
it's not that I
because you are already amazing, but we will make you look even more flawless if that will help
What?
your confidence.
I was trying to say that you can't look too good because then it looks like you're trying too hard. So it's a really delicate line to walk.
We will help you. Okay? But
She will help you, dear.
You don't need to worry about that because we will take care of you, all right?
She certainly will.
I just wasn't prepared to see him again tonight.
I know. It's one of those things that you can never really be prepared.
I mean, they got him out of there so fast, so I thought, you know,
Okay.
okay.
You probably should have locked the door behind you if you didn't want him getting out, dear.
All right, it's going to be fine. It'll be fine.
You're
Okay.
gonna be okay. Shh.
Which way to your
Um,
wardrobe?
What I have. Can I?
Can you?
Would that be a constitution thing? If I cast Bear's Endurance and give you like extra con, will that help your composure or
No.
wisdom or something?
No. I think wisdom would give her advantage on performance, which I think is the best way. But knowing her, she probably
That is
doesn't
a
need
mess.
it.
That's true. I wanted to help her calm down. If I had a way to do that.
Oh, yeah, there's a spell called Calm Emotions. I think save that, and I don't think there's much you can do with that's magical.
I will go to Hyacinth's room. Or
Okay,
wardrobe.
so yeah. So I don't need to describe every little thing. It's a fancy place. You find your way into this
I
massive,
would
massive
like to
chamber with a
request-
bed that's like 18 feet across. Yeah.
That some of the shadows bring us some pancakes,
Oh,
or
absolutely.
at least some fruit,
Yeah. So as you guys
and I will
call,
force you to nibble on things.
as you make your way there, and you just call to the darkness and say, "We need pancakes in Hyacinth's room." You see eyes appear, and they're like, "Yes, of course." And then the shadow.
Thank you.
So you guys
While
are
they're doing
just
that,
sorting through clothes and eating pancakes.
Orin is going to find his way to the teleportation area so he
Oh
can.
no.
Without saying anything. God
Well,
damn
he
it.
has no clothes
He
right
goes to the
now.
teleportation. The second you get there, you see a poorly drawn rodent of some kind on the
nice
ground,
rat.
and an old looking red-capped individual. And when you walk in, he goes, "What can I do for you? Oh, bright one."
Okay. I need to get to the High Realm Academy.
The High Realm Academy. Oh, High Realm Academy. Very good. You see, he takes out a paintbrush and he goes and he touches it to the line. He says, "This will take about 15 minutes." He starts drawing.
Orin's just gonna be like, "You sure about that?" He's kind of looking around. Isn't
You make a
these
perception check.
Teleporters or something?
Make a perception check.
Perception? Okay.
Mhm.
Not very good at those. Oh, that's a good roll though. 21.
There's a sign. Do you know speak Sylvan?
Sylvan? No.
Okay. There are signs in this room, which is like a circular room. The doors with there's signs above each door. And slightly different colored little beads, like gemstone beads embedded near the signs that are for different colors. That's about it. That's about all you can grasp. Is that this room has a lot going on to it, and there's different rooms with labels and stuff. Do what you will. But he's drawn.
Orin knows what a teleportation circle looks like,
Mm.
because he's seen
he's-
several of them now.
He started drawing a star, which could be okay. But then he starts just drawing little bumps on it, and you realize he's definitely drawn a starfish. It's definitely better than the last thing that he drew, but only because it's a very simple shape.
I think Orin will sort of interrupt him and just be like, look, man, I'm like naked right now. I need to go get some clothes.
Oh yeah, look at that! That's your dome.
Can you just point me to the circle, please?
Oh, fine.
He's going out semi-naked in search of clothes rather than having any of the servants bring him clothes.
Simple enough. Come with me, right one. I'll take you to see the Door Academy.
No respect for your elder. You're probably just sitting around all day, just wasting my taxpayer money. Come on.
Takes you into the back room, and he's like, "There you go. Go on to Sheeran door. Get out of here. No tip for old Slapjaw."
He just walks right through the portal.
He goes in there. He's like, "All right, bye." Flips you off on your way out. Meanwhile,
Throws the ninja star.
Grim,
cuts his finger off. No.
after dealing with a guy, I'm not going to do the scene because you legitimately didn't understand a word that he said. I truly believe that Grim does not understand a word that Garblat says. Just sounds like a whole
that
bunch
guy?
of-
No. Yeah.
So after a long, complicated conversation of "I don't know what you're saying," you did get your fracture. This is a clear fracture, and then Lady Ushiden is walking you back over to the teleportation circles. She says, "Well, that was fine. I just wanted to thank you and your group again, New Death, for everything that you've done. Obviously, you're still heralded around these parts, and as you guys are walking, there are people who are like bowing to you as you walk by. Like people going, oh, the chosen one. It's like, you are the first person here to actively return, to go in and return from the cauldron, so you're something of a celebrity.
There's still one left, though, so...
Oh! Yes, right. Yes, you were pretty clear the second one. I completely forgot. Well, yes, if you were able to open that way up for that, and there'd be such an abundance of resources down here, I think our civilization would leap ahead.
Yeah,
centuries.
possibly. Maybe, unless we break everything. But, that's probably not a big chance.
Well.
I don't think all the water will disappear.
I don't... What?
Probably not. You don't have to worry about it, probably. Maybe.
As an entity made almost entirely out of water, I would be quite perturbed if...
I mean, we're not planning on taking the water. I'm just saying. Don't think it will disappear.
But as long as you're not worried about it...
Yeah, I mean, it should be okay.
Great. Well, I'm glad you're on top of it. Trust you implicitly. So...
I mean, I am the chosen one, so...
Yeah, there are people just bound you. As you make your way to the teleportation circle, say, take him straight to Twilight Town. And it's just like this, big bulbous... he's got like spines coming out in all directions. And it's just a pufferfish man. And he's just like... And he's super puffed up, and he's like, follow me.
Okay, I follow him.
Just kind of bounces, like, you can tell he's like all puffed up. Then he gets to the thing, and it's just like, this way is You step out of the teleportation circuit, it says,
yeah.
Best of luck to you in Twilight Town.
Okay,
And as you're disappearing, he goes,
There he goes.
just deflates.
How it is.
All of it goes down to his big old gut. So, as you step through and you find yourself in Twilight Town, you see a familiar individual who I don't remember what he looks like because it's literally been too long. But he runs the teleportation circles within the Outer Nexium.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
There are two different ones, and I don't remember if this one was humanoid or not. I really don't. But as you arrive here, let's say that there's another guy who's just chilling there. Just a guy you haven't met before. He's just like, oh yeah, welcome to Twilight Town.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Have fun.
Oh yeah, thanks, bro.
Goodbye.
All right. Pointless
Pull out
conversation.
I'm gonna pull out my my what you call it, and
And you
Let it guide
begin
me to-
walking once again. Magical journey all alone. And that'll take a while for you to make your way over there. I believe it's a 2-hour walk, as
it's
far as I
fine.
remember.
It's fine.
All right. Cool. So we lost Oren. So with that, even though I was going to pop back to him, let's go ahead and take a break.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're talking
that's
about
fine,
5
that's
minutes, guys. And
in.
we'll keep going.
He's sitting down.
Well, it's fine. We'll just take our break.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half anyway.
And we're back, you sons of bitches. Sorry. No,
Wow.
that was rude. That was really rude. I apologize. I don't deserve to be here. Okay. So, Oren, you step through a portal and you find yourself at Logic's Landing. Do you remember where that is in the Sealandor Academy?
Vaguely. Been a while.
Well,
since
it's
we've been
basically
here.
in the middle section. It's below the towers themselves. There are different tubes that are around the outside, and there are multiple different colored fields of grass surrounding, sort of like radiating out from this large building.
Oh,
That
right.
Yeah, so that's Logic's Landing. So you find yourself stepping out into the building, and they escort you out, and they say, "Oh, welcome back to Sealandor." Well, they don't even take the time to escort you. They're just like, "Welcome back," and then send you out the door because students come in all the time. And you start heading your way out. Where would you like to go?
To my dorm room in the High Realm Academy.
Easily enough. Takes you a few minutes to get there. You pass by a couple of other students. Some of them look at you. A couple more of them. Nice dick out.
No, I have a robe on. You
Yeah.
probably see my ass cheeks as the back is flapping as I'm running by.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not wearing any pants. What's with that? Look at his pants at.
They've seen it before, not his
Yeah,
specifically.
and then another guy comes by. He's like, "Streaker!" Did you make your way to your room? Slam the door behind you. Remember, you really haven't stored any clothes here.
I don't remember this. That's why he went here.
Yeah,
He
you
had
went
a
here and you
backup
realize
set.
that it's just like the wind blows through your empty room that you've put nothing in since you arrived. Because it's one of the several rooms that you guys own throughout Sealandor that
didn't
you
we-
have not used.
There was like a session where we're like, we're gonna fast forward a week. We've had like a week of studies. We've been at the school.
Yeah,
we're
but
doing
everybody
things.
was like staying in Cleary's dorm room, and everybody was like chilling with like all kinds of people. And Oren was only there for a very short amount of time.
Oh, that's right. That was while
Oren
Oren
didn't
was
have the
gone.
week. Oren
Never
was
mind.
gone. So Oren was
I
only
slept
in this room
one time.
one
Okay,
time. He
fair
was
enough.
in there long enough to like he didn't make a home there.
Fair enough.
No.
So as you walk in, you're like, it's just like bare ass empty. You've got this like little chest. You open it up, and there's stairs leading down to your own demi plane, and there's just fucking nothing, just darkness.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But on the plus side, as you make your way through, there are several Celestials that like whisper and giggle because they think that's a hecka nice butt that just walked by. So at least you got that going for you.
So I guess he's gonna step out of his dorm room slowly
Mm-hmm.
and act like he's got his robes all nice and set up now.
Mm-hmm.
Still no shoes or nothing.
Yeah.
Kind of look around and be like, right, clothes. Where would one get those?
Why does this
Around
have the
here.
same aura as someone with severe dementia, like escaped their home, and so their care worker is going to be an hour behind them? Like, where did that old codger go?
Has anybody seen my pants? I can't find my pants. At the grocery store.
Am I wrong?
It's pretty accurate. I mean, he did go home without pants on. It was more walk of shame. Now that he's come back out, it's kind of, yeah.
He went there because it's the only place he remembers back in this pastime
Yeah.
Alzheimer's state he's in.
There were people who thought it was funny when you walked by the first time, but as you come back out of your room still without pants, there are some people going, "What's up with that guy? what's his deal?" Then an individual with blonde, flowing hair walks up to you and says, "Look, I don't want to judge you or nothing, but like you gotta wear something.
I got my robe on.
This is the High Realm Academy. We don't really look. All I gotta say is, if the headmaster sees you, you're probably gonna get admonished, like probably like bare minimum."
Well, here's the thing, friend. I thought I had
Cornwall.
some clothes here. Turns out I never really moved in.
Oh, shit! So you you know what? I think I recognize you. Are you friends with that cute one? God, what was their name?
He doesn't remember my name?
Mitnir?
Oh, God. I thought it was that guy.
It is that guy.
Oh, shit. Wow.
I am, yes.
And his friend, Seti?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I'll take either one. Anyways, yeah, I could help you out if you need some stuff. You can just head back to my room. Come with me.
Is there like a clothing store in here or something? You know, where they
Oh, no.
Academy
Everybody
swag.
here is so rich, man. They all just flooding with the stuff. But I got you covered. We're about the same size anyways.
I'll look them up and down. Are we like the same size?
Yeah, you're both like normal built humanoid. Like, I mean, so he's actually human. You're humanish looking.
I don't know, human, half human,
Adjacent.
half
You're human
celestial.
adjacent.
You're
So like
zero human. You just
like
have
you've got the
small-
more or less the right shapes, and like clothes here are not always that fitted anyway, so it's about right. And you're about the same height. I think he's significantly more muscular than you, but you're like significantly more lean than in like, you know what I'm saying? Different muscle structure, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm a lot more tone.
Yeah.
I
He's
guess.
kind of like beefy cowhand, but in like a really nice outfit. It's like, all right, yeah, come on with me. He leads you in, and you see that he's got a lavish place that's much bigger than yours. There's even like a window that looks out. It's like a bay window, and like each of the three windows like faces a different celestial plane. And it's like really gorgeous in the room, and the light pouring through. He says, "So what are you looking for? Are you looking for something minor enchantment, or you just need like some basic clothes?" I've got some basic stuff I've been working on here. Something interesting. I do a fair bit of enchanting myself, so.
Honestly, clothes that didn't really get dirty would be great.
Oh, yeah. Like a persistent prestidigitation. Do you want 1 hour refresh, or?
What's that mean?
Oh, pretty much every hour it'll refresh and clean. That way it's not as taxing on the fabric, because the fabric wears down over time. Because the way prestidigitation interacts with fabric and the dirt, it becomes less, separating and filtering it out with the magic becomes less precise when you use it on an automated loop. Because of the loop cast, you know what? You're not really interested in this, are you? I'm just gonna give you. I'm gonna give you hour refresh pants. It's a lot simpler, for laymen. So yeah.
I mean, I'm far from a layman, but.
Oh yeah, you do enchanting too?
Sort of, yes.
Huh. Well, we should brainstorm together sometime. Work on something.
I can build enchantment into things. It's kind of like
He looks at your hands. He finally looks at them for the first time. He's like, "Holy shit, you're achromatic."
Yeah.
Oh damn, you got some of Headmaster Primus in you, dude. I'd love to work with you. I've got a couple projects I'm actually working on.
As do I. Sure, we can collaborate with something.
Well, let me properly introduce myself. My name's Cornwall. I'm the
Corn.
Celestial Smith of High Realm Academy.
No way. You must have a workshop here then.
I've got a full kit, man.
Ooh. Love
Tell you
to
what,
get my
I
hands
can-
on that.
Yeah. You ever have a forge that burns with an actual star inside?
Can't say I have.
We're gonna be good friends. Well, hey, here, take these. Simple, clean, match your look. Which, by the way, very nice. And here's some shoes for you. They're nothing fancy, but again, won't get dirty.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anytime. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's my contact, and he goes to tap your. He's like looking. He's like, "Wait, you got your seal?" And he's got one that's like made out of solid gold. And as you pull your out, he's looking at it. He's like, "That's really gorgeous."
Oh, thanks. It's new.
Yeah, it's fancy. I'd like to know where you got it. He just goes and taps his tears.
I got it from the Nexus.
Yeah. Right.
As I put it
Anyways,
away.
yeah, it's like, yeah, well, that's cool. You like he make an insight check for me, actually.
Yeah, sure. You got it from there.
Let me find my thing here. Something I'm actually good at. 25.
25. You can tell he doesn't really believe you, and he kind of thinks you're just like at this. Like he thought he was really on board with you until this very moment where it kind of just seems like you're like showboating, and now he kind of like, yeah, just like, yeah, all right.
I'm gonna pull
Anyways,
it out
dude.
again and just be like, I feel like you don't believe me, so have a look. And then I'll show him that everything is lit up on my map on it.
And he looks at it and he goes, "The fuck, man? Who are you?"
I'm an agent of the Nexus now. That's why I haven't been here in a while.
Oh yeah, you should probably take some classes. Didn't you guys like come in here like a month ago? I haven't seen you in any. How many classes have you taken?
I don't think I've taken any. I kind of got swept up in other business.
Well, I mean, you can make up for it later, but you're a month behind on classes.
Yeah, I don't really have time for it right now. Kind of dealing with world-ending stuff at the moment, but I'll come back.
Technically, I'm the prefect of this school, so I'll tell you what. If you can just write me a small, I'm not going to call it like a thesis or nothing, but just a small essay about, what you've been up to recently, and you can submit it to the headmaster. I'm sure that'll be enough for him to, take it as like
us?
work study. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that'll be enough to waive the process, especially since you yourself are high celestial. Probably make it.
I don't know if I can do that. Depends on his clearance level. There's a lot of stuff I've been up to.
You're fucking right, man. I'll tell you what. Just basic stuff. You can leave out anything you think is secret, but I mean, I guarantee.
What if I just write about some stuff I've been working on?
Fantastic. I mean, that's just the kind of stuff. Like if you're making actual developments that are something that, especially anything that you might be able to contribute to the High Realm Academy, and again, you've got signs of Primus in you, so chances are you made some pretty good shit. If you have any like new designs or anything like that, you can submit as a part of the school. Say I'm a student of High Realm Academy submitting this new device or this new magics, then it would be registered, and that would be contribution to the school. That would waive probably the whole month if you had anything useful.
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Sure, we'll prepare something. If you can get it to me, honestly, by the end of the week.
I'm just going to take my backpack off and start rooting through it.
By Farron's
pull
Day.
out,
Can we just say by Farron's Day you can get it to me?
He's going to pull out the blueprints for the grapple hook. And be like, here, how about that?
You just hand him the blueprints?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Is this a Aquam powered grappling hook?
Yeah. It's been real handy.
Damn, how do you get that much Aquam though? I mean, it's it's rare, expensive material. I mean, running off this, I think the efficiency alone costs you like, damn, about a platinum worth of Aquama use.
Yeah, I think it's something around there. See, we've kind of been, clearing out these cauldron things where the aqua seems to come from. So I kind of found quite a bit while I was in there.
I'll tell you what, if you can get enough, we can do dealings with the people down there, and if you could get these on quasi mass production line, we can make some money off these. Now, Celestial Realms, this ain't that useful, but for a couple of sneak thieves or something, we can make some money off this. Maybe sell them to Egelmans, work a patent, fuck school contribution. You can make bank.
I mean, not really. I don't really need a lot of money. I just need enough money to make my stuff,
Fair enough. I'll write this up for you and I'll submit it to the headmaster, and I'm sure Eli will be just fine with it.
That's just the simplest thing I've made so far.
Really?
I'm working on something that's a lot more involved.
Well, I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, enjoy your paints.
Thanks.
I'm going to go write this report up. Take care now. As he sort of heads off, he's just like sitting there and he's like holding the schematics up to the light to like make sure that there's no like hidden layers or anything.
All right. So that was it was Cromwell, I think you said, right?
Cornwall.
Okay. Just gotta write that down in my list of seal contacts. I guess
that dude just wants to do everybody.
Once I leave there,
he is what I call a celestial fuckboy.
Yup.
So, with all this going around, why don't we head back over to the Jesus Christ, Lunaris district, the Twilight Keep. Where, what are you up to, Mitnir? You went to go to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So I was just getting food.
All right. So as Mitnir comes walking out of the kitchen with just a pile of food, turns out that if you ask the shadows for food, they just keep giving it to you. Like they give you food that you can cook yourself, or they give you fully cooked food. Like it's like, who's using this kitchen that they're fully cooked? Like you can't figure it out. But you've got a lot of food now, as much as you would like. It's just got like a sack full with meat. As you guys, as you're looking around like that, you see Seti and Bropsy are probably at this point like Lady Hyacinth's there too, and she's like, "Walk down the stairs. We have to have your entrance. Walk down, and you have to look as graceful as possible, but nonchalant." Like Hyacinth has totally gotten into this whole thing.
Me?
I love that.
No, Hyacinth has gotten into you, like your entrance. She's like, "Oh yeah." So what was your outfit?
This mode.
What does your outfit look like?
I'm picturing that we were like, I mean, it's classic movie montage, like going through her wardrobe and like pulling things out and being like, nah, and trying on like, ooh, nice princess dress, very fluffy, sparkles, too much. And then like nice, sexy, like black thing, and like, too much, wrong. And there's like a huge pile of like discarded clothes on the thing, and then
you're like, this outfit is too sexy. It shows my butt off, and I know clear reason to butt.
And then we're like the camera's on like this pile of like clothes and like spanning across the room at like all the discarded shoes and everything. And then Seti's like, "Oh my god, it's perfect." And it like pans up and she's like standing in front of a mirror and she's wearing basically like a jumpsuit, like kind of like overalls.
Okay.
With like a white like t-shirt underneath.
Uh-huh.
And is kind of like paint splattered. Like it looks more like working, like.
Yes, I know what the outfit is.
And we keep panning up, and she's wearing her glasses,
Silver spectacles,
and she's got like really like
Yeah.
loose pigtails.
Okay.
And it's a
Yes.
reverse she's all that
Uh-huh.
as she comes down the stairs.
And she's like, honestly, dude, I don't know where you got it because it's not mine, but I love it.
Mitnir just like stops, like,
She's like, I made a few alterations.
There's a dress on the bed that's just shredded. She fucking made overalls out of nothing. It looks like it was a blurry thing that I'm pretty sure is
Sorry, I was just showing you guys my
just
nuts.
said
know how to respond to
nuts
that.
right in my face.
But not the
So-
first time, I'm sure.
No, don't quote it. Anyways, so as you
I walk
Overall,
elegantly,
then we can walk
gracefully
out, she's
down
like-
the stairs.
she's like, it's too graceful. Oh my god,
No.
it's far too graceful. If
was
you're
gonna
walking down the
say-
stairs graceful like that, wearing whatever the fuck that's supposed to be.
I was
you're
gonna say I'm walking gracefully, and then I get to the bottom step and trip.
She says, "Ooh, was that on purpose?"
What? Of course it was. Absolutely.
Mitnir kind of winces, but
Definitely
still just
on
like
purpose.
eating like a sandwich.
She says,
like,
I think that's perfectly charming. I think it goes with the outfit amazingly well. You must trip at least once on your way down the stairs.
Good.
"Are you
Good then. I nailed it.
okay?"
I'm fine. Totally fine. And then she turns to Brapsy and she's like, wait, there's like another trope where like people move on already. Like, so they have. Should I ask Mitnir to pretend to be my
No.
boyfriend?
Absolutely not.
Is that too much?
As the door closes, you see Lord Iris standing there and Cleary standing directly next to them, and you're sitting there like gibbering with each other. And then he's like, "Hello, daughters," and just smoothly walks into the room, just passes right by you, and Cleary's just standing there.
Then
And
he
he's
like
just like,
goes rigid and like doesn't know where to like
Keeps her hand on your shoulder.
look. Are you nice and warm now?
Yes, much warmer than I was.
Well, good. It's like oddly confrontational.
Mitnir throws a sandwich at him.
He just he drops it.
Mitnir throws another sandwich
He
at
throws a
him.
sandwich and he goes, "Fuck!" And drops it on the floor. The sandwich goes in him. Like by the time it gets to him, it's like almost a sandwich. But by the time it hits his hands, it's like mini sandwich pieces. And it just falls all over the place. And he's like, "What the fuck?" In the second sandwich,
Mitnir, if he
second
wants food, he
sandwich,
can get it
slaps
himself.
and he like catches it right together, and it's like a sandwich. He's like, "Thank you." And
Just kind of like,
walks forward, and the sandwich like drops to his side, and he's like really rigid, and he looks at Seti, and he says, and here, Valhaldrin, come please. And he goes, I'm glad that you are doing well. You look beautiful. And he just kind of scurries off.
But he's like, damn right I do. I am doing well. Doing so
You are,
well.
you are. It's okay, sweetheart.
So as you guys watch,
I'm like, hey, Mitnir,
Lord
do you
Iris
have
goes up the
another
stairs.
sandwich?
do you want a vegetarian sandwich or one of my sandwich?
Do you have a vegetarian sandwich?
He pulls out a vegetarian sandwich.
Thank you. So he's just eating.
I'm sorry.
Chef.
Did you pull out a vegetarian sandwich, or did you just pull the meat out of a sandwich?
No, he pulls out a veggie. Like, I got food
Okay.
for everybody because no one else came to the kitchen.
Aw.
It's just a cucumber sandwich.
From the
Just so
darkness,
happens
you
there
hear
is a lot of meat in that bag as well, you know.
Yeah.
it's definitely more like a muffaletta because it's absorbed all of the grease and oil from all of the meat surrounding it.
Muffaletta, yummy.
I guess we follow.
It's up to you. He goes up the sweeping like ballroom staircases like up to the top where there's this sort of large ornate twisted wood platform that has the massive couch on it, and he just sits down.
I will say Orin is making his way back here now.
He sits down on the couch for a second, and then he kind of squishes to the left and to the right, just like ever so slightly. Like if you weren't looking right at him, you wouldn't even notice. And just like without reacting, he just stands up, walks to the edge, and then puts his hands behind his back and looks out over the thing.
Seti finds a seat.
So as you guys are all seated there, and he once again back to you, looking out, and you can see like the light from a ornate stained glass window that's up ahead of him, just like pouring it out. He almost looks like he's eclipsing the light. And then he waits, and he says, "Your friend is not here yet. I feel like we should have this discussion with everyone. I will expedite." Meanwhile,
All right, where are you guys?
Grim, as you are sitting there, just now about to enter Grishna's shop, you hear from the inside say, "Oh, stop it, you naughty pig! You stupid! You stop doing that! No, that is not for eating. That is very, very fancy herbs that are used for very, very potent brews. And it's not a tasty herb. Stupid Annie. Ugh."
I guess I'll walk in.
Yeah. So as you walk in, you see that everything in her shop has been moved, and there's a massive minivan-sized pig sitting in the middle of the floor. She has a few countertops, like a few shelves that are pushed against one wall, and you can see the upstairs that was originally like closed off is now open for business, and that's where most of the people are kind of browsing. Whereas this giant pig is sitting in the middle of the fucking room, and she is just trying to pull herbs out of his mouth. She's like, "Stop it, Ernie! You stop it! That's not for eating! Or if your daddy was here, I swear he would give you a hiding."
Oh, hi. I'm back.
She goes, "Oh, Grim! Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Teach this naughty pig not to eat things that don't belong to him."
Yeah, don't do that, Ernie. Also, I have a present for you. And I'll just like stick my little staff at him. And I'll use the awaken on him.
Just unannounced, cast awaken on him. Can he speak? Can he?
He can speak one language.
Okay. What language?
One of the languages that I can understand. Let's see. Which one do we want? He can speak giant.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say giant.
He can speak giant. Okay. He goes, Holy shit, I'm alive!
You're a real boy now, Ernie.
Wow! Oh, jeez, yeah! Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I'm
Good job,
so
Ernie.
fucking smart. Hey, Dad!
Hey, Ernie. How are you?
Holy shit! Well, I'm big.
Yeah, you're very big.
I want a hug, Dad!
Okay. It's like, oh.
Meanwhile, all you guys are hearing is is all anybody else is hearing. But he's saying, "Wow, Dad, I so love you." This is just translated into common.
Yeah.
But not at all what he sounds like.
And Grim's just like,
He's like, "Wow, Dad, yay! Yay, Dad, yay! Yay, Dad!" And he just seems just keeps like sort of like hopping around in the store. The whole thing's just shaking back and forth.
nice. Well, Grishna, what do you need money?
Oh, well,
I've taken quite a liking to little Ernie here. We've got good friends. But yes, coin would go a long way.
Yeah,
I believe
what
for
do
the amount of
you-
time that I've had boarding him, feeding him, using magical potions to make him grow. Oh, I
Yes.
could probably go for about 1,000 gold here if it wasn't cold all square and even.
Okay. No, he'll just toss her 100 platinum.
Oh, shit, that's more. All right,
I
my
can't
turn.
give you gold because I can't touch anything that's not a platinum now.
Oh,
so
no, that's perfectly fine. Well, I'll tell you what, you take Ernie here.
Yay, Dad, we're going away! Yay!
Yeah, you want to go meet some guy and some people, and I don't know. You want to go? You want to help Dad save the world?
I'll tell you what, Dad. I'll help you save the world. If you can explain to me exactly what that means. Now, see, I've had an understanding of the world so far, but my mind has widened. I see so much, so many things. So the concept of the world has grown. Is that bigger than or smaller than the house that we are in?
Much, much bigger. Yes,
Holy shit, that's a lot to conquer.
it's like a lot of houses all put together.
Wait, we're conquering it, right?
I mean, we're mostly trying to stop it from not existing. I think.
Oh, well, you can't conquer what doesn't exist.
Exactly, right? So we have to make sure that nobody gets rid of everything. Yeah,
I'm
don't
sort
worry.
of still trying to find my personality, Dad, but I think I might be evil.
That's okay.
I think I might want to rule on high.
Yeah, you can be the king of the pigs.
Pigs kind of suck.
Okay, you can be the king
I mean,
of...
I like pigs. And all. I just kind of want to be the ruler of all things.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah? Dad,
mean,
can we make my dream come true? Can I rule all things?
I mean, yeah, Wait, I wonder, do you think... Krishna, do you think he could eat a fracture?
Oh, I don't see why not. I suppose any mortal creature could consume one. The intelligence is required to have inner realms and dreams. His soul is perfectly intact since you... Yes, I would say, based on what's going on here. It's so nice to meet you, Annie. I don't speak giant, but you seem very sweet. Burn in my hellfire!
I'll hand... Nobody's here to see it, so I'll hand him the
We're all
fracture
fucking
that I just got
doomed.
from the underwhelm. Like, here, Ernie, eat this.
Okay, roll a D100. He's gonna immediately awaken because
Oh my gosh.
after being under the effects of awakening, he's just gonna immediately awaken.
He rolled a 29.
29.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody has to know. This is our secret, Ernie. I mean, but you can
that
you can
one?
only speak giant, so
Second.
no one will know.
But said he can understand all languages.
And
Oh,
perhaps
can you?
speak with
Off of your
animals.
what you call it, right?
Well, I have universal speech, but I can also cast
Mhm.
comprehend languages.
So
So,
he's so as he
That is
It's
swallows,
not
he
all
goes,
the time, but
and his eyes turn blue, and light starts shooting out of his mouth, his ears, and his eyes, and he lifts up off of the ground slightly and just starts breaking the upper floor of her building. And she's like, "Oh dear, me!" And she watches as the giant pig lifts up, and then its skin starts to slowly change color, and you see as its skin turns slightly blue, and as it comes back down, he just boom boom, click click, and his hooves touch the ground, and he just goes, "Dad, I can swim!"
Good job. That's going to be actually really useful for where we're going.
Wow, Dad, I'm really happy about this. This is great. Oh, I'm going to conquer the oceans. What are those? Are they bigger than ponds? Wait, are they bigger than drinking bowls?
Yes.
Wow, I'm excited about that.
Like a pond is like the size of a drinking bowl compared to what we're going to go to.
Wow, that's real big. Hey, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We can roll that too, right?
Oh,
Conquer.
yeah. No.
Oh,
There's
let's conquer it.
Yeah, probably we're gonna
Again,
like,
this is-
keep whatever God's in there anyway, so it's probably fine.
Cool, Dad. Yeah, well, great father. Your support and love that I'm
Hey,
experiencing
you
right
know.
now. I'll tell you what, honestly, don't feel like a lot of other people get that. Your unconditional love and support. Man,
That's
I'm
right.
just conceptualizing relationships between father and child, but man, I think I hit the jackpot.
Well, you know, we don't want you to have the same generational trauma as your father, you know.
Oh, Dad, was your dad a bad dad?
It's been a very long time. We don't talk anymore. It's not good. We don't want a relationship like that. We'll have a good relationship.
Okay, Dad. Off to
Nice.
conquering!
Let's go meet our
Breaks through the
friends.
door. Just like the entire front half of the building comes out and he starts charging down the street. And she's like, oh, shit, good thing I'm rich now. As you take off down the street, taking half of it with him, like all the bottles just break, like about to break, but then she just magics them back onto the shelf. She's like, whoa, let's
Is Ernie
get
fast?
started.
Will Ernie let me ride him?
That's a, I don't know.
I'll ask him. Hey, like Ernie, you know, you're kind of fast and big now. Do you mind if, like, can Dad have a ride? It's okay. It's okay if not. You know, it's your body.
And he just rears up.
We're gonna
And
have to
he
give him
showed you his back.
We're gonna have to give him a really big saddle. Okay, so just like hop on.
Yeah, so it's a long
On my
climbing process even
giant-
for you,
Yeah.
because this is massive.
Well, I can reach 20 feet now with my tentacles on.
Oh, yeah, so use your tentacles and just slip on top of him, and you're like, and then he's like, "We ride, father!" And he begins running down the street, and then next thing you know, you guys are charging through a room filled with wood and glass,
Oh,
and you just
Wow, you were-
slam straight into the wall. Just
you were really fast, Ernie.
Dad, we went too hard. I don't know what happened, but I fell.
You went so fast. I think you teleported.
So you guys just see a giant pig. He just says, "We're going to expedite things." He gestures his hand, and a giant pig crashes into the wall on the bottom floor, and just goes. Does anybody here speak giant?
No.
Other than him.
I mean, probably Iris does, I would guess.
So he says, "Wow, what's going on here? This is a real nice house. I'll tell you what, I can fit through the door here, Papa. I think I might call
great.
you Papa now."
Okay, and I will call you Ernie.
Thanks, Dad.
I thought I was Papa.
Papa. Do you see this guy is like Cyrus is just looking down and he's just like, I believe I have wasted my time. Well, and the other? Speaking of which, what are you up to, Ward?
I was heading back to the landing to find a teleportation circle back to Twilight Town.
Okay, so as you're about to do that, you're sitting on that, like, you're like, oh yes, I need a trip, and you just gesture forward, and the next thing you know, you're standing and there's a crashed pig against the wall. You see Lord Iris just staring down at you with those like burning eyes. Welcome.
Oh, cool. Saved me a little time making my way back.
Well, I want to welcome you all here to the Twilight Keep. Daughter? Yes, father? Is this the best accommodation for speaking privately? There's nothing to worry about. Everything here is completely under my control, and they are simply my servants. Good. Well, and he turns and he faces you all. And are there any questions you might have? We have many things to discuss, and I'm here to answer them. I am Lord Iris, for those of you who do not know. I didn't know! Papa, that man, his name is Lord Iris.
There you go. That's his name. Good job, Ernie. Give him a little
We
pat.
should conquer him.
I don't know if we can. He's pretty strong. He like
But
rules
Papa-
over everybody's. He rules over like everybody's dreams.
But Papa, my new dream is to conquer the Dream Man.
I mean, we can work on that after we conquer everything else. You know, we'll work up to it. You know, we have to like practice.
I'm sorry, what?
You can't understand us. You don't speak giant.
He's speaking
Oh,
giant.
right, you're not speaking
Lord-
common.
Yeah,
You're right.
exactly. So Lord Iris turns
Okay.
and he looks at both of you, and he says, "I will not be conquered by swine, but you are more than welcome to try."
That's
just
what
like,
Rob says.
no,
I'm sorry,
in
what?
Elvish to Lord Iris, be like, it's okay. He just awoken.
Wow,
awakened-
Papa, I've learned to speak Elvish too. I'm just kidding.
he's learning. He doesn't really understand. Yeah, he's just a baby.
Well, give him proper education.
Yes.
I would hate for you to lose your child to an entity that is less understanding than myself. A direct challenge against me, as a being such as I am, were issued to most. He would probably be turned inside out and dropped into a nightmare dimension.
I'm sorry, did Ernie just
Is he
challenge
also
you?
speaking
He's speaking Elvish.
Elvish?
Because he
Okay.
was addressed in Elvish.
Like Ernie is just he's learning about himself, and now he's kind of on this like conquering kick. You know, it's kid stuff. You know, he'll grow out of it.
Completely understandable. I will not grow out of it, Father, because I understand everything you intend because of your abilities to communicate with animals.
Oh, that's true. You do. Good job, Ernie. You're very smart.
I'm listening.
But we have to we have to.
I see. He knows.
I don't want people to know that we're trying to conquer them. You know.
Oh, yes, Papa. Subterfuge.
That's
my
right.
new word of the day.
Okay.
My
What?
first day.
Can we speak common or something? What's happening?
You
just hear- Me and Ernie we're just having a chat. Your father and son. You know, it's okay.
There's a minivan-sized blue pig in the foyer.
Uh-huh.
Why is he
In Draconic,
blue
future
now?
bacon.
Future pig. Wait. If we could move on to something a little bit more important.
Yes. Ernie, be quiet for a bit.
Well, we asked you earlier and you said you couldn't answer there, so can you answer here? What is the key for, and why does the matron want it, and what are we going to do with it?
I will answer these questions in order. The key, in 3 parts, is something we merely theorized existed. Deep in the underworld, deeper than anything else, there is a bubble. Below Coral Reef, below the Sea of Strife, below even the frozen depths below them. It is a singular place, coming from the great core, central stalk that holds up Sealendor Academy. There was a statue much larger than the ones that hold the cauldrons on its exterior that runs in this massive shaft. A statue reaching outwards towards a large lock. We found this in the early days of Sealendor, and through much discussion, we have come to the conclusion that it is in fact Agar's itself's last reach. An attempt was made to either seal and limit Northot, or she was attempting to give us the means to open its realm. From what we have found, and the energies we have read, from what we've been able to glean, it is the back door that unlocks Sealendor's true realm. I believe it is a gate to the far shore, which has been barred with all travel for many of us.
That's
A place where we could meet Northot on equal footing.
all right, but if bad people open it, would it let him come in?
It would give him free reign. He would no longer be bound by the rules set forth when Silendor was formed. He would be able to act directly and not just take weakened creatures. That is our theory. But we know that it is the only place where his energy feels accessible. A place where if we were to go and meet him, we may be able to destroy him, whereas for every avatar of Northard we've destroyed, another has simply come
There
and
are
taken its place.
hundreds, thousands. We saw them.
More than there is any means of handling. With our limited capabilities as divine beings, we are incapable of handling such things.
So if this key is so important, why haven't you gotten it before now? Why us? Why were we the ones to do it? We're nobody.
Exactly. We didn't plan on you doing it at all.
Or
We
you?
had agents inside of the cauldron trying to solve it. One of which we lost contact with some time ago went into the cauldron of purity. Great mathematician, artist, experimenter. He was a genius.
Was he the
And we
one-
lost contact with him hundreds of years ago.
I'll take out my notes from the temple, the zombie notes, and like offer them over.
Takes a look.
Is that his handwriting that you know, or it was?
Of course he turned to necromancy. He was on the verge of lictorhood back in the days of yore when we first discovered him.
We didn't find any sign of a person in there, but there was like a big monster with multiple parts of different things and lots of zombies.
It's hard to say. We
But
haven't
the-
communicated with hundreds of years out here, and from what I've gleaned from your conversations, time there moves faster. So it is likely that he has passed. He was mortal, like the rest of you human. So it's either that or he's ascended to lictorhood.
And he's hiding very well, apparently, if that's the case.
Yeah, we didn't see anybody like that.
Is so what? I mean, were you all not planning on getting the key and just leaving it where it was? You weren't ready to have it, or you
There's
hadn't
no
decided?
rush in time for us. The problem is that even with the key, what are we to do? We do not have enough champions to challenge Northard. We can imbue him with as much power and support as we can. But to what end? This entity fights at our level and above. Mine, Primus, Zephyros, I believe is the name of the primordial you've met. Those of us that sprung first from the universe, or
all of you
came-
together can't take on Northod.
we cannot go there. We can only open the way for you.
Because you're too big to
To
travel.
bring in the energies that we would need to break Northard would defy the rules. And though, as far as we know, breaking the seal might allow him free reign, we're not certain it'll give us the same privilege. The source of the power is his, not ours. If we were able to unlock a true opening to any of our own planes that was undisturbed, would not splinter us, perhaps we can meet him on equal footing, but as of yet I find no way to accomplish such a feat.
So what?
The reason
you're-
why we allow all of you to grow stronger, why we give you our blessings, while we exalt your fractures with our own essence, our own divine power, is because this is an eons long fight between gods who cannot fight for themselves.
And in the meantime, what? People just keep dying and getting snatched
Many.
away.
Many have.
And yet many others have simply led a good life here.
So
Pursuit of power or pursuit of riches or whatever it is Sealandor has to offer, and they have made their way.
what our best
One
hope
way.
is to just keep him at bay from the other people and write everyone else off as a lost cause or necessary
That
sacrifice.
is why we are working the way that we do. That is why we gain aspirants, and when we deem them ready, we claim them as champions. And when we have enough, if we have claimed the key, if we have solved the issues, if we can make it to the far shore, we will take the fight to him, but not until then. Because we only have one shot. If we were to take an insufficient force against Northart and fail, leaving a door open,
It
he
be
would
the
tear
end.
apart the multiverse
Then
and bend it to his own twisted will.
Then is it not better to just keep things the way they are? And
Perhaps
never take that chance?
for a time. But you have accelerated the process yourselves.
I mean, we knew he was looking for important things and that it would be bad if he got them. And so we wanted to get them first. But I always
The
worried.
trials that you have been running, you have conquered individuals that stand at the apex of primordials. I believe I heard you defeated a fire giant.
Yes.
The question is, what if that fire giant was the very first one? What power would that hold?
Northot. He takes bodies, but leaves fractures behind. What does he want with the bodies?
It is not the bodies that he takes. He takes that divine essence, a divine theorem, the concept. It is their part that they play in the universe that he takes. And he leaves the power behind, because that is the deal that was made.
Wait,
That was Primus's influence.
so like hang on. The fractures get left because he merges with these entities and takes their place, and then now there's like two of them, and so one of them becomes a fracture.
He takes what he can, brings it into himself, and the rest that is left is the fracture.
He's like a virus. He goes into somebody and takes over their place in
You
the,
could look
the
at
world of
it in
things.
such a way, but he doesn't replace them. He takes that thing with him, and we believe he is using it to prepare the way. The
How?
dreamer that he tries to wake. Our belief is that if he gains everything that he needs, he will wake it.
Yes. So he needs this entity's divine essence as part of waking the dreamer, but we don't know
The
exactly
more
why
power
or
that
how.
he seems to claim from your average beast, your average creature we've defeated, seems to only feed his own power. But certain things we see have shaped Sealandor dramatically. There are moments where you can feel his power swell, and we've seen the outlaw in the skies of something unnatural, as if it's edging towards reality. When I first felt it, when I first became aware that the dreamer's dream was within my purview, I felt fear for the first time in my existence. When I realized that I was not creating dreams for mortals, I was shaping a reality, at least how it was perceived.
You weren't always doing this.
No.
You were the god of dreams. You made dreams and
fact,
delivered them.
Long before that, I was many things. Lord Iris is an accumulation of many gods of dreams and whispers. It is as this entity that I have found my form as the true god of dreams. The first dream.
And how long have you been doing this instead? When did Northot and the Dreamer?
At the creation of Seelendor.
Very long time ago.
Longer than you can imagine. I have done many things to try to tip the scales, such as spread my seed, such as bringing individuals here with Mayan agents that have a touch of divine already within them. I'm simply surprised that so many of you arrived at once and have accomplished more than any of our mortal agents have accomplished thus far. We have conquered many things, but you have touched the first breath.
One might be tempted to say it's fate, but whose hand's pulling the string? Are we doing Northot's work? Or yours?
What I do is nothing more than a distraction. I shape the dream so that the dreamer is satiated, in that the watcher, Northot, thinks that he's winning. I spend my time hiding you, hiding all of our agents, hiding our meetings. I spend every second of every day shaping and moving the weave, creating a picture that suits Northot's intentions. But it is very difficult to hide all of you. You bring yourself back to the center of the weave every time. And the more I push you down, the more he sees you. And it reached the point where I could no longer allow you to act as your own. And that is why I had you brought here.
You think it has something to do with that book? You have to know we
The
have it.
Unbound Ephemeris. You
What?
have it.
You don't know we have it.
No one knows where that is.
I glance at Cleary,
We made a promise with Lord Primus, and I was in a place where I could keep it quiet. I'm sorry, Lord Iris. He looks at him. I will deal with you later.
I didn't know. What is the book? Why did Greed have it? Should we destroy it? Can it be destroyed? Why does Northot want it back?
The book is Northot's connection to other entities. It is a means of channeling his abilities within this place. We are not the only ones he has broken and fractured and stolen from. He has stolen from other beings above himself.
Is the book like a compendium of these beings he's stolen from?
I believe it is a means by which his avatars may reach full potential and channel the powers he's already taken. The Unbound Ephemeris is held by a true avatar of Northot. Those that carry the books are the most dangerous and powerful.
Books plural.
Yes.
How did Greed find this? Why did he have it? What the hell was he doing? Who was he?
I could not tell you.
Should...
I am an entity that can see many things, and I can see the dreams of anyone I wish, should I wish. But I am not omniscient. I do not see all things all at once.
I must focus where I can.
I
And such an entity like him did not even exist on my radar until he was completely removed from it.
We have been trying so hard to hide that damn thing. Do you think you have trouble keeping us hidden because we have it? Could
I
that
think
possibly be it? And if we
That is potentially possible, but I do not believe it is the whole answer. I believe your actions are what bring you to the center of the weave because they are of importance. Because the things that Northot watches, you are constantly flocking to.
Right.
He seeks the primordials to build his master.
I was right
And you are there.
that if he takes the first breath, for example, it becomes the breath of the dreamer.
Then he would breathe.
And did we
If you took the body, would probably be formed, my theory, from primordial of Earth, perhaps?
did we do the right thing with Zephyros? Should we have left him there? To defend
I
himself?
believe it is pointless to focus on past dealing.
We couldn't have left him there. We opened the gateway to him.
Well, what about the next one? How do we protect them without
do not
interrupting?
know. As far as I can see, you have opened 2 of the gates already, and Agar is already under threat.
We should never have touched the cauldron, and Agar would be safe? Or it was Northot already weaseling his way in there?
I believe you could answer that better than I. Have you seen the influence of Northot within the cauldrons?
Yep.
Then it was only a matter of time.
We have to keep going, and we have to get the other primordials out, even knowing that water might vanish and kill thousands of people.
Billions.
What do we do? If we go back in there and we find ourselves up against the water primordial, what do we do?
I have found over eons that sometimes the best decisions that any entity has ever made, they do not plan. I believe that trusting your instincts and speaking to whatever entity it may be is the only true way to know what to do. You're operating under the wills that we may make, but that doesn't mean that the primordials will have the same wills. I myself am not familiar with Agar. I simply know that is what the people of the underworld call him. But as far as I've seen, there is not but one. I've seen aspects. I've seen 3 unique entities there.
Right.
And they may not all be on our side.
Well, then what? I mean,
there are many things to discover. There are many things to learn and understand that I cannot reach. I cannot see inside dungeons that have not been unlocked.
I don't want to do Northot's job for him. I don't want to make it easier for him to awaken the dreamer.
The closer we get to victory, the closer we also get to defeat. It is the way this place was designed.
And what I really don't want is to have to, fight Agar because he's on the wrong side and he would give himself to Northot, or parts of him would. And then water vanishes and billions die. We have to...
If all water in the multiverse were to go, it would be
an incalculable number of entities, but I will say that to truly kill a primordial, to remove their existence, is a feat I'm not even sure Northart is capable of.
Let's not. I mean, subdue then. If we have to subdue him and turn him into a fracture so that we can take it ourselves. I mean, air came back, right? Everything's working now. There was just a small moment of upset where things fell and people died, and that is. But maybe if we did it faster.
Seti, we didn't turn him into a fracture. He
turned
did that himself. We
Yes.
can't turn them into fractures.
No, I just.
We made a deal with Zephyros. It was his will.
I know it was his will.
That is what I speak of. Until we know the will of these beings, your opinion and mine even
We'll have to strike a deal with Agar, just like we did with Zephyros.
Just trying to figure out if it's all worth it.
At the end of the day,
How
it must
far?
be. Because if it is not worth it, then nothing is worth anything. Because this is everything. Everything there is, everything there was or will be.
So we have. Because
The
the
death of
alternative is
trillions
that everything
can be worth
ends.
it. Yes. That is what we have come to believe. Yes. In the event that everything goes Northart's way, and the Dreamer awakens, all worlds would collide, collapse, and become one. And from what I have seen of the entities of the Far Realm, they would feed on planets, on galaxies. The mere mortal lives of a few billion. Inconsequential.
I hate that.
As do I. And as do all of us. Except maybe Baal.
Should we turn the book over to Primus to keep in the perception chamber as well?
I trust Primus to guard a piece of the key.
But not everything.
There is something you must understand about all of us. Our essence, our power, we are sourced from the one entity. All part of the dream. In this place we obey that rule, and
I think we should keep the book where it is for now. Not many even know we have it.
the entity known as Primus. The first, the one, the prime. From what I can tell, what we have learned from the Dreamer, I believe him to be its conscious mind. That does not mean it has its will, its thoughts, its memories. I'm not even sure Primus himself was aware of it. but
Didn't I say, right at the beginning, didn't I say that we couldn't trust Primus because what if he was the Dreamer? Didn't I say that?
I don't think
Might
he
have.
himself knows, but it is a theory that I hold. But there's more than that. I believe that it is not necessary to collect every piece to create this dreamer, to wake him, to make him real. But I do believe that with each piece, we become more complex and more powerful, and there are certain he cannot do without. Those are the things I want to focus on. If we can take, claim, hide, protect each of those things, we can keep them away completely. But that would just be wishful thinking. So much like your friend here, who can hide themselves even from me if it weren't for the whispers of others.
He looks right at Bropsy.
Entities like you, I believe, are the key. We put it all on the line. We use everything we have. We bring it the power of primordials. All the power we can muster. Everything we have, and we bring it to one battle. And we tear his tower down. That is what I think.
I have seen this tower.
I've only theorized. But there are those who have seen it in dreams. And so...
Oh, no, I've been there.
You've been to the far shore.
Yep.
He looks at you.
You're another thing that hides from me. Bala took an interest in you. Why?
That's right. He already knows about this. Never mind.
Yeah.
He was the one who told you about it. My brain just farted. This happens to me.
He's like,
Well, he
oh,
might not have known I've been there, but he knows what I am.
so he called you home.
That's what he called it. I did not consider it home. He asked me to be his champion or something, and I refused.
Well, that in itself could be its own plan. What
An
if next
inside
time
agent?
you did not refuse?
I don't know what that would have meant.
Neither do I. Speak with Bala. She seems to know more about your condition than anyone
Also,
else.
knowing what I am now, it's probably good that I have never touched that book.
It is of concern to me that it would be simple for you to become what you once were. Halfway, at least. My issue is deciding whether or not you can withstand being in the presence of Northar without being turned. But if you could, you would be the most useful agent we have ever had.
We can't. We can't
Well,
do that.
I've been in his presence once before, but I had more of these runes at the time.
I trust
You
all
should
of us.
investigate. See what you can dig up about that. And it is beyond my purview to look into such things. I find it tedious.
We'll do that. I think
But
we're not going to make any grand gestures or promises about next plans, but we can look into it. I think
It would be
already-
best if you decide simply if the work I have mentioned is something you wish to be a part of. Because you can walk away.
No, we
You can
can't.
be like the rest of these adventurers.
We can't walk away. We know what's happening and what's at stake. You think we could go back and try to live some kind of normal life, knowing that Northod's coming for us all?
Not knowing, but unknowing you could.
Oh,
I offer you this to each one of you now. I can make your life more peaceful. Send you back out. You can forget all of this. I can handle the council. You can pursue your own desires. Even on your own plane, I can return you home. Anywhere you wish to go. And you will be free. But if you decide you wish to stay, If you decide that you want to be on the front lines fighting against an entity that would tear apart all of reality, then stay here and work with the expectation that you may not see the end. Because that is how all the rest of us do, including myself. I'm aware that I am also hunted. And I have theories about what I am to it as well. And a day may come for my own sacrifice being necessary. And I have embraced that as well.
But what if you dying wakes up the guy? Wouldn't that be bad?
That is also something I have thought of.
So let's not sacrifice ourselves just yet in case that might end existence.
Of course.
Okay, good.
Wise
Glad we're on the
advice,
same page.
considering. But I am aware. The decision would not be to end my life, but the concept that I act upon is what if any remnant that must or could be. Well, we'll talk about this at a later time, should the time arrive. I hope it does not. I hope we can end Northrop before the Dreamer ever becomes a thing.
I think right now we need to decide what to do about the matron. She's already in the third cauldron, going for the next part of the key.
About that, I have a theory. Baladron. Right. Yes. Well, while I was within the witch's hut, I, did a bit of snooping and did everything I could to try to locate the missing key piece that she had taken from us in the Cauldron of Purity, and I could not find it. I thought, well, of course, she must keep it in some other separate dimension or something like that, so I did a bit even more digging. I asked for Iris's help and Lady Hyacinth's. As soon as you all opened the way, and I was able to verify that she in fact does not have the piece of key.
She doesn't have it anymore? She never had it to begin with?
There was no trace of its energy.
She never got it out of the first cauldron?
I don't know what trick she pulled. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know what she did.
Or if somebody else got it first?
I don't know. But whatever she's pulling, she's tricking you. She's tricking us. I don't know what her end game is. I don't know at all. And that's not important, Paladin. She's inconsequential as well. Treat her as a nuisance or threat. Kill her if you must. But if she is not possessing a key piece, then she is not my concern.
But she's still going after the third one.
Hopefully you'll beat her to it.
Maybe she's not actually going after them, but forcing us to. Because she can't actually get them.
Also possible.
And why would she lie about having the first one? Wouldn't she want us to get it?
The
Maybe
entity
she'll
that
send an agent.
matron is tricky. She won't serve me for a myriad. She is not someone you want to make deals with. And not someone you want to trifle with. She's not good-natured. But she's not the type of person who would want all of reality to end either. If she's working for Northart, she's definitely has ulterior motives.
Well, we can always go back to the first cauldron, see if the piece is there before heading to the last one.
I think we need to get to the last one as soon as possible and beat her at her own game. But
There's no need to rush. Hyacinth. Well, if it's something as simple as a bit of temporal magic, I've been studying Dunemancy in my time here. If you need time to rest, I can give you as much as you need. Well, about a week and a day if you need it.
or you can do some time magic and give us an extra week.
If you need it.
That would be great, actually. That would give us time to go to Elysium. And regroup a little. Pull ourselves together a bit.
Well, with that then, I simply have my permission. Very well, Father. Good. Well, Bahadran. Yes. You may do as you wish. Thank you, Lord. There will not be a second time. Well, if you need contact me, you need only dream.
Right.
And he nods to you all, and he just sort of starts walking away down the stairs. Doesn't vanish, just starts to leave.
Doesn't just fade into fey dust.
No, he's just leaving. He's not floating, he's just walking like a normal man.
I think
But the presence that he has around him is just making him seem somehow still so powerful with this mundane exit.
as
And then he gets to the door and he's trying to push, but it's a pull. How the hell do you work this thing?
That's absolutely what happens. Canon. He gets to the door and he goes to push it, and he's like, just one stop. He just.
One time I
Oh,
decided to use a
Hyacinth
door.
playing a trick on her daddy.
It's the same. It's the same sort of thing that sense that you got when he sat in the chair and realized that it was not comfortable for him. Where it's just like there's these tiny little things that are just like, and he just deals with it.
I think as he disappears, that he kind of just turns to Cleary like, "What was that?" But then we have to cut because I have to go to work.
And then, yeah, so as Cleary looks at you, he says, "That's really up to you." And that's how we'll end our session.